Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Hello, Miami Dolphin fans. We are fans of the 4-1 Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphin offense is putting up record numbers to this point, and it has been fun to watch. Yes, there's a couple of things to clean up in yesterday's game, but for the most part, it's been all pros. But we will talk about some of the woes in the game yesterday. But for the most part, we beat an NFL team, double-digit points for you gambling degenerates out there. We covered the spread. I myself do not gamble on the football games, especially when the Miami Dolphins, because I have too much heart in the Miami Dolphins, so I wouldn't be betting smart. But the Miami Dolphins cover that spread. We are 4-1, and I love it. Tua is putting up record numbers. The offense in general is putting up record numbers. A-Chan, what can I say? I'm a fan. I love to pick the minute we got him out of Texas A&M. It's been a fun ride watching this kid almost every game burst a long run, and it's been great, man. It's super, it's duper, and super duper brings back the good memories of our old explosive offense. So it's been fun. I mean, some of the numbers that we're putting up is insane. It's just, it's like a track meet out there. 22 miles, who thought a human being one day would be clocked at 22 miles per hour running a football on the football field? It's incredible. It's fun. Let's just enjoy the ride and get ready. I'll be at the game this coming week. It's going to be fun. Going to get to meet some other people. Good morning, Adam. Fins up to you, Adam. Fins up to you, Eric Rivera. All you guys are in here. Fins up to you. Good morning, Thirsty. Hey, yes. Thank you, sir. Yes, cut down those interceptions. Yes, that's some of the woes. I always like to talk about the pros and the woes. The woes yesterday was a couple interceptions, a couple throws at Tua, what she could have back. But that's the good thing about playing against the team that you beat by double-digit points. You can learn from those and get that out of your system. Hopefully, they clean it up by the Panthers game and we avoid the turnovers against the Panthers because there's no reason the Miami Dolphins should not beat the Panthers. It's one game at a time. We all know who's on the Sunday night football game coming in a couple weeks. But right now, the Dolphins, they're going one day at a time. And we as fans should enjoy 1 week at a time because before we know it, the NFL season will be over. But yes, Eric, there's definitely. Hey, good morning, G-Man. And welcome to the house, G-Man. At least the Dolphins bounce back, G-Man. I know it's not against a big, tough opponent. But hey, the Dolphins bounce back, so it is good. Good to get a win. And guys, as you can see, I'm flying solo today. Justin and Steve could not make it, but that's okay because the Dolphins are there. I'm with all you guys, and I'm gonna actually drop a link if any of you guys want to join the show. You're more than welcome. There it goes, guys. I just dropped the link. Give it a minute to show up. Hey, Card Fins, DB. All of you guys, welcome. So what did the Miami Dolphins do yesterday? They put up 31 points, but they had 524 yards of total offense, 302 in the air, and 222 on the ground. So 222 on the ground. So overall, it was a great performance. Yes, they laid the ball on fumble 2 times on the ground, losing one of them. So A-Chan, he is human. He did fumble the ball. Mozart fumble. He's definitely got to get rid of that. That's, 3 fumbles in the last 2 games. He didn't lose that one. But A-Chan fumble once and 2 through the interceptions. But other than that, it was a great offensive output by our Miami Dolphins. And if they continue this way, they're at a record pace as of right now, and they just passed. They said the Dolphins 524 yards gave them 2,568 for the season, which is the most yards through the first 5 games of a season in NFL history. But the best thing about that, our coaching staff and the players, they're not getting too big for themselves. They say after 5 weeks, it means nothing. It doesn't mean because McDaniel go, oh hey, yeah, our goal was to come in and break the record after 5 weeks, and that's our goal for the season. And then he gave his little so we know that's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is get into the playoff, win some playoff games, and advance. That's what we want as Miami Dolphin fans. And I agree with you, G Man. A Chan is going to be a star. Card fans, yes, Andrew Van Ginkel. What can I say? The man is probably our best defensive player right now going, and it's been fun to watch him. He gets after it. Yes, granted, it was against Giants who has a banged up offensive line, but he's every week. Every week he's been bringing it, and that's fun to see. If we can get more people up and running and get our defense just to be better than what they've been, it should be a really fun Dolphin team to watch. We are now 4-1, alone in first place in the AFC East with a long ways to go. But we just should be able to handle business, and we know things will take care of it place. Buffalo's getting banged up. I don't wish upon injury upon anyone, but a couple of their defensive stars, White and Milano, are going to be gone for the season. So we've had our guys share of our injuries too this year. Let's just hope we get back. We start playing well. Can't worry about the other teams. I hope those players on the other team can return as soon as possible for them because I never want injury upon anyone. But let's take advantage of this opportunity. Advance in the AFC East. Get some home cooking in a playoff game, Miami Dolphins. So 1 week at a time. This week's the Panthers. I'm going to be there with some people from the Fins Talk Sports Network. I'm going to meet them for the first time in person. I do a show for them every Tuesday night, and it's been fun talking to them on video all these years. Now I'm going to get to meet them in person. So yesterday's game, the Dolphins did what they had to do. They beat a team that they should have beat, and that's what. In years past, there has been games like that we don't win. If you would have told me in the years past, Tua would have 2 interceptions, we would have a fumble that we lost, and we wouldn't create any turnovers, I would have said, "Oh boy, that spells disaster." But we still won by double-digit points. And yes, the Giants are struggling, but this team won a playoff game last year in the Giants, being the Giants. So, it's not like they're just totally chopped liver, but they're beat down and they're broken down. I understand that. So, but you still got to win who's on the schedule. Just ask the Miami Hurricanes. They played Georgia Tech, who they were 20 points favorites against. And, they decide to run the football instead of kneel the football and yada, yada, yada. The Hurricanes lost. It's easy for me to talk because I'm not a big Hurricane fan, so I'm understand. But this to show that you can never take victories for granted. The Dolphins did what they were supposed to do. They beat the team they were supposed to beat. They're playing another team that they're supposed to beat this week in the winless Carolina Panthers. So let's get that win under our belts and let's just enjoy this offensive output. If you guys are like me, you're probably remembering the days of like where we would just struggle to get a first down and you'd be like, oh, just happy. It's just, and then you have to struggle on that very next set of downs to get another first down. Oh, just to get in field goal range to kick a field goal. Now it's like, man, if you take a sip of water, HN may have just ran for a touchdown while the cup was blocking your face. It's such a refreshing football to watch. It's fun. It's exciting. And I just can't. It reminds me of the 1984 days when Dan Marino was throwing to Mark Clayton Natmore. It just reminds me of those days. It's just actually fun football to watch. And yes, I like good defense. Unfortunately, the Dolphins haven't played great defense this year, but maybe they will start stepping it up and start creating turnovers, start getting the pressure on the quarterback like they did yesterday. It's hard to judge yesterday because the Giants gave up 11 sacks the week before. So I know I'm not going to judge by yesterday, but let's just progressively get better. And yes, I say we. I know I'm not playing out there and I'm not coaching and I'm not scouting for the Miami Dolphins, but like you guys, every Sunday we're rooting hard as we can for them. So that's why I say we sometimes. And there's my co-host who can't make it. He's out there working today. Justin, thank you. And yes, please smash that thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel, please tackle that subscribe button and tell your friends that we're here, Dolphin fans, talking to Dolphin fans. So I love it. Yes, Cardsman. Not looking ahead. Not looking ahead. I just got done. I don't want to be a hypocrite to my own self 2 minutes later. But yes, I know that game's on the horizon, and that is going to be a big test. Not only is it going into Philadelphia, it's going to Philadelphia in prime time. But let's get this win first. Let's get to 5-1, so the Dolphins go into Philadelphia at 5-1, because we all know that's a big test on the horizon. What I was saying, how I break the Dolphins down so far is that we've passed all the quizzes. We're the ace of the quizzes of the season so far. But when it comes to like the big, test that comes every few weeks, we failed. We failed the Bills test. That we did. But we passed all the quizzes leading up. So we got our potential. We just choked during the big test. We filled in the long Scantron answers. I don't know if Scantron is still a thing. I would have to ask my kid, but you guys that are old enough know what Scantron is. So did we fill out the wrong answers? Yes, we did on that game. But this week we had another little quiz to bounce our grade back up from that failing test, and boom. And now we got another quiz coming up this week. Then we got another big test. So let's see how we do. As long as we keep on passing those quizzes, we should keep our head above water. That's how I look at it. So let's just keep on going. Yes, I agree. Let's focus on Carolina for sure. Let's do that. And that's what I'm saying, G Man. And G Man, if you want to come in, please tackle that link I dropped in there and you can come join the show. That'd be great. But yes, G Man, you're right. We did not learn much about us yesterday, because against a lot of teams, if you throw 2 interceptions, one of them being a 100-yard pick six, and you fumble the ball multiple times, it's not going to be a pretty picture. But yesterday, we overcame that because we were playing the Giants. I understand that. But at the end of the day, you still did what they had to do. But I agree 100%, G Man. We don't really know where we stand. And you could probably say that again after. I hate playing it. I'll be honest. I hate playing a winless team, especially at this point. The first couple of weeks doesn't matter because there's a whole bunch of winless teams. But now we're playing the one winless team. So I hate that. But hopefully, I don't think this Dolphin team is going to take anyone lightly. They're out there producing big numbers. They should be able to beat Panthers, and then we will know more about the team in the following weeks. Missy, we got to blitz that QB, putting him on. Yes, I agree. And yesterday, our defense did show being a little more aggressive. I don't know if that's just because we knew we were playing a banged up Giants line, or we just realized we better get after this quarterback, because we don't have the defensive backs that we had wanted coming in. We were hoping we had a healthy Ramsey and yada yada yada. We know we don't have that, and we won't have that for several more weeks. So we got to play with what we have out there. So let's make the defense work, because I know Fangio defenses in the past. He's been that bend but don't break type defense. But we're gonna have to get a little more aggressive maybe on the defense, because you can't let these quarterbacks sit there and pick you apart. But yesterday the Dolphins did a good example. They took advantage of what they had to do. You never felt like the Giants were in the game, and it was a good overall game plan from both sides of the ball. The game plan was good, but we got to get rid of those turnovers. And Tua knows that. He understands that. And what's funny is on the touchdown play that started the second half, that long pass to Tyreek Hill. Come to find out, that was unscripted. It was a wrong play to a joke. Oh, I misheard him. And he looked, and I guess he just saw that Tyreek was out there single coverage against a rookie cornerback. But he just said he misheard the play as how. But if you saw his press conference, he kind of gave a little smirk, like he actually called out of it. And then, but it was great. And then, boom! I like seeing that him mature in that way, realizing, hey, they got a rookie cornerback on Tyreek Hill out there, because I guess the safety had come up and he knew that he had Tyreek out there on an island against a rookie cornerback. They took advantage. He had to make that throw. He made the throw, and boom, basically the game was over at that point. We knew we were going to win that game, and we did what we had to do. It was great to see. I loved it. And yes, Brooks may have not got his touches, but yes, Justin digging in the trenches, my fellow co-host most of the time, my fellow host. How about Brooks pancaking as the sniffer tight end goes? Yes, very good. That's what you have to do. Justin was breaking the game down yesterday, saying that's what the Dolphins have to get back to play bully ball. That's what the Bills do. They play bully ball, and the power count teams, boom, they do. So that's why I say I know as fans we love to go week by week and say we're frauds one week and then that we're champs the next week. But this is a long marathon of a season. It goes fast, I agree, because I'm a Major League Baseball fan and an NFL fan. Baseball really is a marathon, 162 games. But even 17 games in the NFL season is still a marathon, even though it goes by a lot faster because the losses come once a week or the wins come once a week. Not like they're making up the next night. So I understand, but it's still a long way to go. We've just played 5 games of a 17 game schedule. So we're going to have our ebbs and flows. Some weeks we're going to be looking to where, hey, I wonder how much the Super Bowl ticket's going to be this year or the playoff tickets are going to be to the next week. Like, we don't even be long in the playoffs. We're going to have a lot of those games and a lot of those weeks, unfortunately, because it's just the nature of the NFL. I do hope the 49ers scare me. They really do scare me. I know the 49ers and Eagles have to play each other, but man, I just don't know who's going to beat that 49er team. They are probably the most solid team in the NFL right now. They get it done on the offense, they get it done on the defense, and the Eagles are right up there with them on that too, because the Eagles probably have the best offensive line in football. So both of those teams are scary good. They're both in the NFC, and but man, those teams are scary good. I mean, Kansas City is still scary good, but they're I think they have some flaws, just like the Dolphins have some flaws, and the Bills now are getting some flaws. So I do believe there's some. We big Aaron and big Russell. Yeah, I agree, man. Yes, very well said, Diggin. Yesterday was very good, man. Another day of the Dolphins having over 300 passing yards and 200 rushing yards. If you would have told me that a few years ago the Dolphins offense would be having that and that we would be complaining about some of the plays in that game the next day, I would have said, "You're crazy. You're going to tell me we're going to have, Tua with over 300 yards passing and the Dolphins are going to have over 200 yards rushing, over 500 yards of total offense of the game, and we're still going to be whining about a couple of bad plays. But that's it. We've gotten better, and that's what good football. It's good to complain about those interceptions and those fumbles, and still get the W. That's what we really want. We got the W, and now we can complain about 2 bad throws from Tua, and he wasn't even 100% yesterday. Justin kept on throwing. He threw a couple other questionable balls, but guess what? We overcame it and we won. At the end of the day, that's what matters. We got that W, and now we're able to focus on the Panthers. We as fans, we know. But I hope our Dolphins don't even know that. We know they know because they're human too. But I hope they don't even think about the Eagles. We as fans can think about the Eagles because we're not going to go out there next Sunday and be on the field, and our attitude doesn't change one bit. But hopefully, the Dolphins are 100% focused on beating the Panthers. That's the team at hand. And on any given Sunday, they made a movie after it. Justin says it every day on my show, on our show, but today is my show because I'm flying solo here. Justin points out any given Sunday, it doesn't matter if you're the best team, the worst team, that one Sunday, boom, just ask, several. I'm sure if I went to more down the line yesterday, there were probably some upsets. Like I said, I don't really follow the line and all of that stuff, but I know Pittsburgh beat the Ravens because that's always a tough divisional boom. And I know there were some other games out there that people would probably say, "Oh, I didn't." Some people. I was not surprised that the Jacksonville Jaguars beat Buffalo, but I'm sure it was an upset according to Vegas point spreads. I'm pretty sure I didn't see what the point spread was, but my point is, you just never know because just last week everyone's touting Buffalo as like the best team since their Super Bowl era, and when they would lose the Super Bowls, but be in the Super Bowls. And Jacksonville's a very good team. So I don't know why people are saying, "Oh, they lost to the Jacksonville." Ha ha ha. Jacksonville's a team not to be taken lightly. That team has a lot of talent. They have a good quarterback. They have a good coach. That team, mark my words, Jacksonville is going to be a tough out if we come to play them in the playoffs. So, but I'm sure Buffalo is favored probably going into that game. So who knows? Hey, good morning, Ender. Good morning. Hey, I think Tyreek might be the fastest, but I don't know, man. They can all run. And don't even forget Moser. Moser can run flat out run too. I would love to see the three of them, Achan, Tyreek Hill, and Moser just go to like a 100-yard, whatever they meter, 100-yard dash, whatever you could say, and just see who would win in the offseason. That would be fun. But you know what? They're all Dolphins, so who cares who's faster? No one's getting caught. Tyreek Hill hit 22 miles per hour yesterday on a football field. That's insane. Yep. The zoom zoom. Yeah, see, I agree too about the Jags. Don't sleep on that team. They won a playoff game last year. When's the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game? So I think the Jags are a good team, and that's why I'm saying when I hear Dolphins, oh, they lost to the 2-2 Jags. Ha ha ha. I'm like, the Jags are a good team, guys. They're a very good team. We could very easily lose to that team too. So let's not laugh it up too much. Let's just take care of our own business and yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. That's why I think overtime games should just be decided. Let's do a 4x4 relay. Let's just do a 4x4 relay, and whoever wins the overtime game. Guess what, guys? The Dolphins would be winning any overtime game they went into. That would be a great way to end an overtime. And I tease, of course. I'm traditionalist. I want the good old football to end it. But if they ever did some gimmick like that, hell, we would win. I know him and Waddle, which is funny because on most teams, Waddle will be unquestionably the fastest guy on the team. And here, he gets probably mentioned fourth. And some people are saying that we have a guy on the practice squad faster than all of them combined. We got that supposedly the Ethan Bonner kid is really, really, really fast, but he's on the practice squad. But we definitely got some speed to burn on this team. I know, and Robbie Anderson. And then we just add, I know Claypool's not up in that speed because he's a big dude. But I mean, Claypool, like, McDaniel joked when he was on his press conference talking about the trade. He goes, and yes, he's fast. You want me to say it? He's fast. So it's fun. We got speedsters out there, and it should be a fun offensive, great year. I just can't. Oh, yes, Cho. You know what you mean. Yes, Robbie Chosen. I know. I messed up his name too. Don't worry. Just like I still want to say A Chain instead of A Chan. It's hard to unlearn stuff, when you get older. Because I've been saying A Chain, A Chain, A Chain, and I'm off the chain for A Chain. Then all of a sudden the young man tells us it's A Chan. And I'm like, oh man, I gotta remember that. Want to see a package defense. Phillips one side, Chubb, Ogball, and squeeze in Wilkins and Sealer and use like a double 46 dog front, send one drop, one play next. Hey, that'd be a good way to mix it up and maybe save some of that for the better teams, or whatever. Maybe that's what we keep on saying. Who knows if they're hiding anything? I don't know, but that would be good on the pack. I do want to see though. I do want Van Ginkel in on more though, because when I'm just worried like when Phillips comes back, is Van Ginkel's time going to get lessened? To me, he's earned his playing stripes, his playing time. Van Ginkel's been a star of this defense, and yes, I want Phillips. I want Phillips to play too, but I don't want Van Ginkel's playing time taken. This guy's like dogging him. He gets out there, he gets after the quarterback. He's not bad in coverage. He does everything. He plays. He does everything you want in a football player on the defensive side of the ball. I just hope this is a good problem to have. I want Phillips back. Don't get me wrong, because the kid, he's an all out. He goes out there and tries. He's very close getting there all the time. He doesn't have the sack numbers this year to you know, prove it, but he's getting pressure on the quarterback. So I want him in there too. But man, even if anyone had to get less playing time, I would almost hope it's Chubb over Phillips getting less playing time. But I really want to see Van Ginkel in there as much as possible, getting after the quarterback, because to me he's been the most consistent of the pass rushers this year. So we'll see once Phillips comes back from all the chatter going on. Oh, you guys are watching Dolphins chatter, by the way. So if you're here, give that thumbs up, which I call fins up. But I do want, I agree. He has been the defense. Who would have thought that? I know. And I want AVG to stay out there. I really do. And I think they have a fine playing time for him. Because when Phillips comes back and then you got Chubb, because his best thing is getting after the quarterback, is what Van Ginkel does best. So I just have to find. Even Ogbah's played actually better the past couple weeks. Ogbah's played a lot better the past. You're actually hearing his name during games now. So our defensive units too can come together, especially if we can get Ramsey back and we get a healthy Phillips and Nick Needham. That's an under the radar help because that guy is solid when he's out there, especially when he's covering the slot and all that and the nickel back package. Need them. So we can slowly get some of these guys back. Our defense should get better. I'm not saying we're going to be an elite defense, but they should get better. And the offense, there's not too much more you can say. The offense, avoid the turnovers, avoid some stupid penalties. But other than that, man, they're breaking records out there, yardage wise. They're putting up tons of points every week. So that's not, I'm not going to fault really we're on the offense right now. They're clicking on all cylinders. They're running it. They're throwing it. What more do you want? Maybe you want more consistency if you're like my man Justin of digging in the trenches. He wants to pound that rock all the time, especially on 3rd and 1s and 4th and 1s. He thinks the Dolphins try to get cute too often and do passes because that one play yesterday when they were like 3rd and 1 and they just throw a little out because Hill just barely missed. I guess he slid, so they marked him close, short of the first down, and it was like became 3rd and 1. And then on the next play, they try to get cute and hit Waddle out in the flat and the defensive player. But the defense player, he made a nice play. He came up and tackled Waddle one-on-one, short of the first down. But Justin was like, man, they should have just pounded the rock right there, man. Don't get cute and pass. But other than little things like that, I think McDaniel's been spot on calling the passing plays, mixing in the rushing plays. I mean, what more can you say? 300 yards passing, 200 yards rushing. Hey, that's quite a day. Yes, Needman can definitely help, and he will help. So then he goes, yeah. So when you're averaging 11.5 yards a carry, you don't throw on 3rd and 1. I agree. Maybe they were just trying to get something there, but I agree that was a weird play. Neither as a nickel or dime, yeah, I hope he gets healthy and can help. I agree. The 21-day window is open for Nick Needham, so they have 21 days to either bring him back or he's gone for the year if you don't bring him back in that 21-day window. I don't know what day we're at, but it's probably like a week since it's been open. So, we are in the second week of him having that 21 days. So it racked up quick. We're probably 5, 6, 7 days into it already, whatever. So I think it was like last Monday it was announced that the window had been open for him. So he has to get out there. He's got to start, hopefully he's ready. He's coming. The Dolphins must think he's close enough to have that 21-day window. Robert Jones on the offensive line, that window was also open for him. So hopefully we start seeing some of these guys come back. Of course, Jalen Ramsey's the one that we all want back, but we don't know what Jalen Ramsey, and when he does come back, what level he's going to be at because it's going to be a long time since he's played football too. So we got a lot of questions on that front. But let's just get them back. Let's get the Panthers game this week. Just be 5-1 going into that game. We all know that's coming on prime time on Sunday Night Football the next week because we already didn't do well against our one big test, like I said earlier when I was comparing them to quizzes. But this week we got a quiz. Ace this quiz. Prepare for the big test the next week. This team, if nothing else, you have to admit, guys, has been fun to watch. No longer the painstaking drives of, like I mentioned earlier, of like, oh, it's 3rd and 4, and then like you squeeze out another yard, then you got to start again and barely get another 10 yards. Those days are gone. The offense is humming right now, and I love it. It's been a fun show to watch. Even against Buffalo, when we lost, we still matched well the first 2 drives, and then the wheels all fell off. That's the one game I would say that wasn't so much. And of course, it coincides with the one loss of the season. That wasn't so much fun to watch. But other than that, it's been a fun ride this year. Yes, I might be a little biased because I was at the game. They scored 70 points. Me and my son was like, "Oh my god, every play!" We were joking. Even at halftime, and it was like the Dolphins put up 35 at the half. We're like, "Oh, maybe they would get 70," laughing it off, and then lo and behold, they got 70 points. It's insane. It's crazy. Yeah, I agree. He might play 50. Yeah. Hey, I agree, man. We need to get some of those guys back out there on the field. But hey, this week is another game, and it's always been fun to watch. Tonight, wraps up the week 5 in the NFL season, and before we know it, week 6 will be here with our Miami Dolphins taking on the Carolina Panthers, and I can't wait to it. I do believe Claypool will probably play this week, maybe in a limited, like a few plays here and there, maybe even get some carries, just some plays that they can script for him, because evidently this offense is complicated to learn. So for us to expect them to have the full knowledge of the whole playbook by next week is not really realistic. We just brought him in on, like, what was it, Friday? The trade got announced. I know Justin and I were live during our show when Newfoundland came in and mentioned Dolphins had made a trade for Claypool. So, but yeah, I think they should script some plays for him 100%. My friend Cardfin68, I really do believe he should get in there. Yes, I agree. That's probably what they have. He's a bigger target than what we have. So when you throw those fade patterns, as great as Tyreek Hill is, Tua may have a little more room for error on those fade patterns because against the Chargers, he had to fit it in there perfectly. Claypool would probably give you a bigger range, a bigger target. So that should help Tua down there too. He has a bigger target to throw to with a better catch rate radius. So that should help little things like that. But yeah, as far as learning the whole playbook, it's probably going to be week by week. Each week, he's probably going to know a little bit more, and but by time towards the end of the season, when you want to be playing your best football, hopefully Claypool's pretty much up and running in that regard. So I would like to see that. Hey, good morning, Scotty in the house. Scotty in the house. I think Claypool is chomping at the bit to get on the field with this. Yes, I do too. And he must realize he's not going to be the top dog here. So I don't think that's going to be an issue if he was complaining about not getting the ball. People say in other places is where he becomes disgruntled. He knows this is probably a short lived Dolphin tenure because his contract ends next year, but he's going to come in here and I think he's going to be exciting in this offense. He's going to know that Tyreek Hill is dog one. He's the alpha dog of the room. And then it's going to be Waddle, and then he would get his touches after that. So I do believe we're there. Yep, I was thinking he could help at tight end. I agree with that card. I saw some other people mention that. I just don't know if he's going to be able to do, you know, I don't know, Scotty and Cardfin, if he'll be able to pick up another position that quick if it's really that complicated of an offense, and then tied in is one of the ones that's really hard. But yeah, I could see him lining up in something like maybe what Gasecki used to line up in and stuff like that. Stu put him out. I don't know. We will see. It's going to be fun though because he definitely has a lot of talent. The man's put up good numbers in the NFL at a high level of competition. So yes, I want to see what Clay. And you basically got draft compensation was nothing because it's not him. And people say, "Oh, they only gave up a 6." They didn't even really give up a 6. They flipped the 6 and the 7th. And if the Dolphins keep on winning and the Bears keep on losing, those difference of picks are it's not going to be all. They're going to be not that far off from each other. So I don't think it's too bad of a pickup. Why not? I can't believe other teams that actually really need some receiving help didn't go out and nab him. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to deal with the headaches, or they didn't want to deal with because he has a cap hit for this year, but he's off the books after this year. Because now the Dolphins are down to just like 2 million if they get anyone hurt. To bring someone in, they're going to be on a budget for sure because he ate up a couple million of their contract. But it is what it is. Let's see. Brooks and J Hill lining up for us at tight end, both rookies. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Kudos to you, Scotty. Good point. I'm sure Claypool can grasp it easily. I hope so. So, but Yeah, and there was no bunting. Yeah, you're correct. That's why I said let's see. Tight end maybe run him up the stream now if his heart not into blocking that much. So, but hey, we will see, man. We know you never know. None of us really know. But yeah, I'm happy like you. Like, hold on, I need a sip of water. Uh, so anyway, it's a good pickup. I'm surprised the other teams didn't try to pick him up because we are loaded at that position. But I understand the move because we had to list put River Craycraft on injured reserve, meaning he's out at minimum of 4 weeks. EZ out at least a minimum 4 weeks, and we don't know about his neck. So Claypool should be a better version of EZ anyway, because he should come in being a little more quick to pick things up. Because that's why they were saying EZ last year didn't get much playing time because it took him a while to pick the offense up, and which is understandable as a rookie. But hopefully Claypool, because he has done those runs. I expect to see runs with him and all of that stuff here. Yeah, I agree. Clay Crawford is why Claypool is here, and it's perfect timing. And I think it's a move that makes sense, man. And it's just another weapon to the Dolphins offense. And he adds a little bit of speed that Craycraft did not have there. So it's just more speed, more headache for defensive coordinators because the defensive coordinator from the Giants full out admitted he had nightmares, trying to prepare for the Dolphins offense, the Martindale guy. So he full out admitted during the his week of meeting that preparing for the Dolphins offense is not easy. Not only is it all the motions that they have, it's all the speed that they have, and now they're getting more versatile. They're able to run the football. The Dolphins, so it's just I wouldn't want to be a defensive coordinator because who do you stop? Obviously, you're going to say, okay, you don't want Tyreek Hill to beat you. Easier said than done, obviously, too. But it's easy to say because New England had probably the best game plan on them as far as like that started the season. And then other teams have copied the game plan a little bit. But look at the numbers he's still putting up. So, yes, he didn't pad the huge numbers against Buffalo, but he's doing okay. And so, yes, you put him like, double down on the safeties or whatever, come down on him. But man, we just keep on getting more weapons. And now an A-Chan's popping them, Mozart's popping them. It's just, man, I know I keep on harping on it, but it's just so much fun to watch. Yeah, he would also be dangerous in the slot. I agree. No, he is definitely going to be a danger, man. He's definitely going to be a big threat out there, and it's going to be fun to see him. I want to see how they play this week. See if they get over those turnovers and see how much. I don't know if you guys are in here and you guys follow point spreads. Let me know how much the Dolphins. I'm sure the Dolphins are favored by double digits as they were against the Giants. I just don't know how much into the double digits the Dolphins are favored by. But they're big favorites, so they have to do what they did against the Giants. Go in there, treat it like 1 week at a time. Go beat the Panthers, and then we get ready for the big test. But there's no reason our Miami Dolphins should not be 5-1. There is no reason because we're sitting at 4-1, and we're looking fun. It's looking great, and I love it a lot. I mean, the numbers that we're putting up there is just they're historic on offense. And yesterday we got after the quarterback, but like G Man pointed out, it's not a real test because the Giants are they were hurting on the offensive line, but it was nice to see that we got after him, and I hope he's okay. I don't know what the latest on his injury is, but hopefully, you know, Danny Dimes is okay. Hey, good morning, Steve. Welcome. Steve's another one of mine. Him and Justin are both in here while they're running errands. Well, Justin's out there working, and Steve is running some errands. That's why I'm flying solo, guys, but it's all good. All right. So it's at 14. So the Dolphins are favored by. Hey, oh wow, man, that is. I figured it was going to be high because I know it opened like what the Dolphins opened like 11 and a half, and then by the time the week was over, it ran all the way up to like 13 and a half or 14. So maybe they learned from that and they bumped the line up higher already. So that's insane that our Dolphins are favored by 14. So they're favored by 2 touchdowns, basically. 2 touchdowns. And they're, you know, I hope they get it. They should get it. I don't gamble, like I said, especially on the Dolphins, but they should beat the Panthers by at least 2 touchdowns. And that's how confident I'm getting in. Steve and Justin Minot will tell you, I'm always that Dolphin fan waiting for the other shoe to drop, thinking the worst thing's going to happen to the Dolphins because that's what they've given me for 20 something years. So I keep on thinking, oh, here comes that moment where the other shoe drops. But I do believe that the Dolphins should beat the Panthers, and he should cover that spread if I'm being biased. Yeah, the Jags defense is good, man. That's what I was saying, Eric. The Jags defense is no joke. They showed that Buffalo, because people were starting to say, oh, maybe Buffalo is the unstoppable team. But then, the Jags go and show that Buffalo. So there's no such thing as an unstoppable team. So that's why let's just enjoy our offensive output while we're seeing it because teams will come to find ways to slow you down. This is the history of football shows that because just like we were flying high coming out of Denver. Oh, we scored 70. We're going into Buffalo thinking we're the greatest thing since sliced bread. And guess what? We got humbled. This week, everyone's pumping up the Bills. Oh, they're probably the best team in the AFC by far. They're far ahead. They probably moved ahead of the Chiefs because they're more balanced than the Chiefs. And then 1 week later, the Bills get a little of their own humble pie overseas. And they come back to our country banged up, too. And like I say, Milano's a great player. I hope he's back, but he's gone for the season from them. So Dolphins, they got to take advantage because when we've lost our player, remember last year we went into Buffalo with our third string quarterback. No one's going to feel sorry for you. You got to beat what you got to beat. We don't face Buffalo till the end of the season again, but we should be able to hold our own in the AFC East for the whole year. I don't want wild card talk. I want division champ talk for the Dolphins this year among the fan base instead of like, oh, we're in the hunt. I don't want that crap. I want to be that guy in control of the AFC East and let the other teams be all in the hunt. I want to be in control in the seat as the beast of the AFC East. That's what I want. I'm tired going into the final weeks of the season being in the hunt, barely in there or barely in or barely out, coming down to the final weeks. Oh, if this team loses and this team wins, it's like all of this. It's like, yeah, I don't want that. I want to control our own destiny for the whole year. Right now, we are in control of our own destiny. Let's maintain that grip. That's what good teams do. We just maintain that grip as being the sole owner of first place in the AFC East. And there's no reason that this is what the Dolphins have built for. That, oh, we're billing for the long term, all got thrown out the window when you threw the big money and the trade compensation to get Tyreek Hill. You repeated it by throwing draft compensation for Chubb and giving him the bag of the money. This team is built to win down. There is no reason like, oh, no. This is it. Maintain that first place, Miami Dolphins. It's on you guys. Maintain that first place. Don't look back. Keep on going forward each week. Boom, boom, boom. All the yards in the stat, all that's nice and well. But let's just win some damn football games and hold on to that first place, man. Just hold on to it, guys. Come on. None of this in the hunt. Yes, I know. Money has been coming in Miami for weeks now. Yep, I agree. We still have to get. Yes, I know. There are needs on this team, Eric. It's going to be hard to get a middle linebacker at this point in the season. There's no, Jalen Ramsey of the middle linebackers waiting to come back healthy, unfortunately, for the Miami Dolphins. I know if my boy Justin is still in here, he likes a couple guys on the practice squad that maybe he thinks can move up and help. But, I don't think they have any secret sauce at that position to come in and be a huge difference maker. Unfortunately, Tyndall hasn't lived up to expectations. And, David Long. And we just don't have any one guy that's really been a consistent, great performer at that position. So I agree we need that. But, we're in the middle of the season. So unless someone falls out there and, that you can nab, would be nice. Yeah, I know. Van Ginkel can. I agree. Go make an offer for Devin White. He's a free. That's a good name out there. I agree with you, Scotty. The only thing I do not know if he fits because I know you're good on the numbers and you crunch the numbers, but I know the last time I saw Barry Jackson post something after the Claypool move, we're basically at, or was it Omar Kelly, one of the beat guys for the Dolphins. We were like at 2 million after the Claypool, so it ties up money for right now. So I'm not exactly how we can, unless you can rework his contract, like you say, he's a free agent. If you can extend him maybe 1 year and make his cap hit less, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows on that front? But yeah, so maybe there are something out there they're looking at that you can go. But I think it has to be kind of a low cost maneuver. That is true, Scotty. That's the one thing I would give Greer and their capologist because I'm not always the easiest on Greer. He's probably the one Dolphin guy that's tied to the Dolphins that I pick on. But hey, he's built this team. We're winning. It's been fun. He hired the coach that got us humming around on offense. So I'm giving him his kudos. So he could probably find a way to free up, rework some people's contracts, trade someone away, free up some money. Hey, you know what? He threw Cedric, they threw the ball to Cedric Wilson more this week than they have in the past. Maybe they're trying to say, hey, someone, man, look, he's playing, man. Maybe give us a seventh round pick in the year 2037 for him. And we'll take it. Just take his $5 million off the books. So, there are ways on that. Yeah, there's always ways. I know the cap is not fake, but it is flexible. That's how I look at it. It's not fake because it does exist. You do have to. You can't just blow past it and just say, "Oh, we're going to get a luxury tax like the NFL." I mean, like the Major League Baseball. You do have to fit it in each week. You have to be within the cap and all that. So it is real, but it is flexible. Yeah. Frying things up, trying to probably dump them. I agree, man. I was thinking that because the very first drive of the game, they got some people the ball. I'm like, wow, man, they're really working everyone in. They worked Cedric in early in the game, and then they threw them a couple other times. So maybe now that they got Crabtree. Oh my God, that's a name from the past. My son and I were talking about Crabtree. We were like, whatever happened to Michael Crabtree? But he retired after like 10 years because we were looking at Richard Sherman and but never mind. That's a whole story between me and my son, but that's where Crabtree came from. Claypool. Once we got Claypool, it's that maybe that frees up a little bit of room, but we did bring in Claypool to kind of get Craycraft hurt, but maybe Craycraft when he comes back, maybe we can move on. We'll see. Yeah, he did. He played for a decade. It's so funny because Richard Sherman was on TV me and my son and I were eating on, and then we were like, man, it's so funny because Sherman basically had a Hall of Fame career, but I mainly remember for his trash talk of Crabtree. That's what sticks out in my mind. Oh, Crabtree! I forget exactly what he said, but it was after they won a game and they tried to throw the Crabtree on him towards the end of the game. And I just remember that rant, and for whatever reason, that stuck in my brain. Hey, good morning, Vito. Great to, as always, Vito, to have you in here. And if you haven't done so already, Vito, tackle that thumbs up button for me. Yeah, good. Also play some like you're right. Maybe we got some options that we can step up, Eric, and throw into the linebacker position to help us. That would be awesome. It'd be phenomenal, and I would love it. But we will see. We just have to. Hey, this week I've said it 10 times on this show. If I haven't said it 30, the Dolphins should get to 5-1. Week by week, let's beat this Carolina Panthers team. I'm going to be there. So come on, Dolphins. The last game I was at was a Broncos game, and you guys score 70. I don't expect you to score 70, but I do expect a nice, big victory because I'm going to be there with one of my sons for sure. Maybe my other son, he said he might come down from Gainesville, and he may come, and then that will bump the wife. My wife said she will not go if my other son comes because she's playing the team player. But if he doesn't come, then I'm going with my wife and my youngest son, and we're still going to have fun. Or my two sons. No matter what, it's going to be fun. So, Dolphins, let's get that W this coming week. I'll be here to talk more about it. Hopefully, Justin and Steve and I can find some time where I'm not flying solo because here it is 49 minutes. I can't believe I went 49 minutes by myself. Normally, I have a co host. I even told my wife, "Oh, I won't be long today because I'm flying solo. I'm not going to be able to blab for an hour by myself." But I outdid myself. I'm almost at an hour blabbing by myself, but I'm never by myself because you guys are in here bringing up great my team members. You guys are my team members, not my subscribers. You're my team members. You're fellow Dolphin fans above all, and that's what rocks. You guys make this so great. I agree. Baker. He's a love or hate him type player among the fan base. But, Jerome Baker, he's been here a long time. And I think he is what we have for this year, unless I don't know. We will see, man. You never know. I never say never. You never know. But I know my co-host is with you, Scotty. Justin's not a big fan of Baker as well. So I give it up. Yeah, I agree. He is good when he gets to do the blitzes. I agree. That's where his strength is, but I guess it's not really the philosophy of our current DC. So who knows? But I agree with you on that, Eric. He is blessed best when he's blitzing and getting to the quarterback. Just like Brandon Jones from the safety spot, he is best when he is just getting to the quarterback. He has like a knack to get to the quarterback. So, maybe we just need to use some of those knacks. I know Fangio is probably he knows more about football than any of he's forgotten, as they say, more football than any of us would ever know. But maybe he needs to change things up a little bit and change to the strengths of his players a little bit more. But hey, let's see. I have faith in Fangio. Fangio is the guy that we were all calling for. I can't say all, but most of the Dolphin fans that I talked to in this fun show of ours, and I say ours, meaning all of you guys, it's just everyone wanted Fangio from the Twitter and the Facebook to YouTube. It was like, oh, get Fangio, get Fangio, get Fangio. Most people wanted Fangio last year. So we got Fangio. Let's just be patient. Let the man do his thing, and let's see if he can keep on getting better each week. That's all you want to do because you want to be behind that best football come towards the end of the season. Yes, I was all in on Fangio too. Hey, I love it. And I admit I did not know much about McDaniel, but now I'm all in on McDaniel because I was saying it like Peterson, that Jacksonville. I want a veteran coach with experience and blah blah blah. But but when it came down to the ball and Mike McDaniel, a lot of people saying, "Oh, I want the ball, the ball." I was like, "Well, McDaniel, the ball, whatever." Neither one of them's been a head coach and whatever. And I'm happy how it worked out. We got McDaniel. I like the man. I think he's a great coach. I think we found our long tenured coach. The only thing that worries me is if they get rid of Greer, which is I'm not the biggest fan of, but he's good and he's proven to me he's better than what I thought. I just don't like some of the moves and some of the missed drafts, but I'm just a fan of the Dolphins, so to me that stands out. But outside of the Eagles and the 49ers, who seem to hit on most of their damn picks. Well, the 49ers missed their quarterback pick, but look at them. Then Brock Purdy falls in their lap. They trade up, give up 3 first-round draft picks for a guy that's no longer on their team, and then Brock Purdy falls in their lap. So luck does play a part of it sometimes. The guy was Mr. Irrelevant, and he's up there, never lost a regular season game in his life. It's crazy. So, but my whole point is that there are more ways. I was saying it never made sense to me. More ways to skin a cat. More than one way to skin a cat. And it is. There are more ways, and we won by giving up some draft picks for proven players, signed some big free agent contracts. One of them who's already out for at least 4, well, now in at least 3 more weeks. And it's just you got to take the good and the bad. But the overall, his strategy has us at 4-1, which I think we would all taken if you at the beginning of the season, any of us, they would have come and say, "Hey, right now, this is the price is right. You can have the 4-1 Dolphins or what's behind curtain number 13." I just yes, 13. That's a Dolphins reference. You guys all know why. Obviously, there's no 13 curtains. But anyway, so it'd say 4-1 or take what's behind curtain 13. I would have been happy taking the 4-1 because that 4-1 has us in first place right now. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with all you guys that came in here. Oh, Mr. Michael K, you came in here late. I guess maybe because you didn't want to talk about your Bills, but there you are. You are talking about your Bills. So I like it, Michael K. Respect to you. I came last week when my Dolphins got beat. You came this week when your team got beat. I still don't have trash talk rights over you yet because your team beat my team, but our Dolphins are in first place and your team's in second place right now. But it's a long season, a lot of football to be played, and it's going to be a fun ride all the way to the end. There's going to be ebbs and flows for both teams. All right, so you had us at 4-1. That's more or less where I had us too, and I probably had us losing to Buffalo. I just didn't have us losing to Buffalo in the manner in which we lost to Buffalo. That was the disheartening part. But hey, at the end of the day, 4-1 is great, and let's move on. It's funny. This week we're playing a team that hasn't won a game. And as of right now, maybe the Eagles, I don't even know who the Eagles play this coming week, but the Eagles are a team that haven't lost a game. So it just shows in the NFL how things can go crazy. From one week we're playing a team that hasn't won a game. The next week we're playing a team that hasn't lost a game. That's just football. You play on who's on your schedule. Let's go into that Philadelphia game. 5-1 Dolphins. And I think Dolphin fans will be happy if we're 5-1 going into Philadelphia. And even if they lose to Philadelphia, please don't do a Buffalo performance where we lose by 4 touchdowns and just get blown out. Because then, yes, that's disheartening. Go up there, battle. Because I believe if we play our best game and they play their best game, it should be at least a close game. I'm not saying we're better than the Eagles right now because they are really solid on both sides of the ball, just like the 49ers. And it's insane. I know, so I don't know. Who knows? But we're not 4 touchdowns worse than the Bills, and we were that day 4 touchdowns worse than the Bills. So we can't go up there and against the Eagles and be play like we're 4 touchdowns worse than the Eagles. So let's beat this team this week. Guys, it's been fun. It's been a pleasure. I've made it to an hour because of you guys, because you guys rock. Please, if you guys know anyone out there, because Dolphins Thirsty is a lot smaller than a lot of these channels. You guys have 1,000 other shows you could go to, and you found me today. I appreciate it. If you could, say, hey man, this Dolphin Thirsty guy is pretty cool. My name's Rob, of course, but on here I'm Dolphins Thirsty. And it's a name my son helped pick out. So that's where if you guys wonder, what's Dolphins Thirsty? So that's another long story with my one. That's my older son that's up in Gainesville. He's a Gator. I know, boo Gators, but I say go Gators now because my money goes to University of Florida. Even though most of my life I never even cared for the Gators, but now it's go Gator, chomp them Gators because hey, when the money goes there, you might as well. It ain't funny. You might as well root for that team, right? So it's all good. Hey, thank you, Michael K. It's always awesome to have you in here. I like when you actually came in and spoke a couple that one time on right before the Bills game before you guys gave us some humble pie. Good to have you back today. It's always nice seeing you in here. And it goes for all you guys. Scotty, you're 15 for 15. It's still out there. He's just gonna have to kick back once he gets back healthy. You better start getting those numbers this week. Come back this week start getting close to the 15 for 15 you predicted all off season. So let's get him those numbers. Let's go. If he can get to 15 at this point where he is, things are going right for the Miami Dolphins. I would tell you that because it means he's getting on a roll. Guys, thumbs up. Oh, remember, guys, like and subscribe. Tell a friend. And if you're going to buy something on Fanatics anyway, why not go to my site or hit the links on my description here. You still get the great service of Fanatics. I get a little thing to help the channel. And also, if you like Blackout Coffee, use the discount code THIRSTY at Blackout Coffee. Not to be confused with another coffee with a similar name. This happened to be called Blackout Coffee. So give that the Thirsty. It's also in here, the link. So all that. Anyway, guys, let's get to 5-1. It would be a lot of fun, and just get rid of the turnovers from this week so we get ready and playing clean football going into Philly on that tough Sunday night matchup coming up. Hey, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you, Michael K, Card Fins, Endured. And I'm probably not Justin, Eric Rivera, Card Fins. I think I said Scotty already. All you guys, you came in today. You made the show great. It's why I was able to yap for 1 hour. Guys, fins up, thumbs up, and I'm out of here, guys. I'm just looking for my closeout. Sorry, I can't look at you guys while I'm looking down for my closeout video. There it is. Later, guys. Dolphins number one, Steve. Dolphins number one, Steve.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, man, he knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want